Welcome to Jimmy Talk, guys. We got behind us the RCH Jimmy John's rig. We're going to talk to their rider, Ken Roczen, here in a little bit. Get the inside scoop of what's going on with him. A lot of big changes in his program from last year. He was obviously on KTM winning that championship with Aldon Baker as his trainer. And there's been a lot of flack going around the media, on the vital boards, everywhere, basically saying, has Ken Roczen made the right choice? Well, I caught up with him because I figured there was two sides of every story, and we were hoping to get a little bit of insight on why he made those changes. We're post-race here at the Muddy Creek. Ken Roczen taking that last moto win. Coming out, your third place moto, or your third place finish in the first moto, looked like you were really struggling out there. And the best part about it was, and I've said this 1,000 times a day, you came on the podium and you said, my back's fine, bike's fine. You basically put it on yourself, and it's hard for a rider to put things on itself, and I like to see that. Say, hey, you know, my crew's good, my body's good, I'm just gonna figure it out. And you came out there that second moto, you laid it down, got the moto win. That had to feel good to kind of shut everybody out.
For sure. I mean, I'm the first guy that you know, puts things on myself, because I don't want any excuses. When things are right, you know, or when things are hurting me, I'm gonna say it. If not, I'm not gonna say, hey, my back's hurting or something if it's not hurting. You know, first moto, we have been gambling a lot with suspension, and it just seems like I can't get something consistent that's good. So we have been, you know, off on some stuff, and it seems like even last weekend we made some changes for the second moto, and it worked better. But then again, I come to a different track, and it just, everything just feels off. So we're trying to figure things out. But that was basically the thing in the first moto, you know. We made a change in the flywheel too, which allowed me to be in second gear a little longer, and I think that helped me a lot on the start, because basically I shifted and it bike bogged down, because I had a good jump and halfway it was good. So second motor, I just came out and had the whole shot, had a clear track, and you know, obviously my body it's still not 100%, because I can't, up until now I couldn't train the way I want to. I'm now, like last week was really good in Florida. I'm trying to get back on track. It doesn't happen from one day to the other. So I'm trying, you know, I still think I have a shot at this championship, but we got to figure some things out to keep Dungey behind me for both motos and get up some points, you know, but it is what it is.
Like you were saying about the back injury, when your adrenaline's pumping, you don't feel it. But like you're saying, during the week, and I've dealt with injuries before, you can't do your normal routine, your normal program. Because when you're in the gym, guess what? The adrenaline's not there quite as much. So you struggle doing the same routine, same exercise. Last year, you were on KTM, you were Ryan Dungey's teammate. You had Aldon Baker as a trainer. You switch your program up a lot. Going over with the RCH crew, which I feel like their team has gotten to a high level. They're a great program, I personally believe. You have to switch a lot of things up, and there's a lot of people saying, oh, has Ken Roczen made the right choice? But as we were speaking earlier, people don't know. It's just, you know, you run into injuries during the season, you come in a little bit hurt. You know, you're doing very well from a racer standpoint, but just kind of clarify for everybody else, like, hey, you know, you're gonna set your program up, you're where you're at because of decisions you've made, and you feel like you're making the right choices.
Right, and I mean, it's a racer, you know, like myself, I want to be mentally strong, and I don't really care what trainer I'm with, you know, I'm gonna do my job out there no matter what. There was certain things I didn't believe in with Alden, so I decided to change that up. And what nobody knows, like everybody always just looks at the TV and sees things, and I had to switch things up because I felt awful last year, you know. I was way too light, I was too skinny, I had no energy in the end anymore. I felt really bad, and he tells me to lay off, you know, a lot of things, and I go to Red Bull and do a blood test, and they're like, dude, your blood count, red blood count is so low, all these kind of things, where I'm like, well, there you go, you know, there's a lot of things that could be different or should be different. With the amount of work that we do, we gotta eat. So
I agree. Calories, they gotta go in.
And it's not always about, you know, you don't want junk food, you gotta fuel your body with good stuff, but you need to eat a lot and not portion controlled, because we're doing a lot of work here out in the heat, and so I'm working with Red Bull now with Clint and my dad, and I think now just being back in Florida, it helped me out so much in routine, and you know, it's hotter, there's no California drama, no traffic, no nothing. I can do my thing, so that's gonna help me out so much. And you can see today, obviously the first moto didn't go as well, but in the second moto, you know, I'm still winning, and you know, Ryan's going good right now, but in my eyes, nothing has changed for him. Like, he's just as fit as he was last year. So, but he might say different. But from my standpoint, like, you know, Roger, they all do a good job and stuff. Yet they have a new bike, so which could be better too. But for him, I think it's more a mental strength that he's with Alden, because you know, people win championships with him, and I think that's what the biggest point for him, because he's always been a hard worker and he's always done a lot of work and he's always been fit. So yeah.
My thing with Alden is I look at his riders that he's had, and as you were saying, how you just felt burnt and drained after the season. You did win the championship. That's great. You accomplished what you wanted to do. But you look at his riders like Ryan Villapoto, like Ricky Carmichael, and they retired at 26, you know? And that just goes to show you maybe what he does, it doesn't allow for somebody to have that long-lasting career. Maybe trying to go after a different approach where you're not burning yourself down, running yourself so low, you can be a champion all the way up until you're in your 30s.
Right.
That could be something cool that you could experience that his other guys haven't.
Right. Well, and then he says, and that's just his style. He always is talking about the next level. Yeah. So is there sometimes the next level? I mean, you can only be fit. There's sometimes, you know, you want to you want to be at a point where you feel good for both motos, and that's the ultimate thing. Like, I don't want to be a cyclist. I want to be a motocross racer. And, you know, that doesn't mean I'm going to just ride and not do anything else, but I think there's a happy medium. And we know we're still cool with everything. Like, he's still a good dude, and he's always been super nice to me. Yeah. And I told him, look, I just believe in different ways, and that was the ultimate thing. Like, and all these guys, like, you know, like Adam, like, everybody has so much talent that they're going to do good, no matter if they're with him or not. But he always has good riders around him and stuff, and yeah, so at this point though, I gotta focus on my program, and I know I can do it also without Alden. And no, I'm not being a dick or anything. No, like, I just that's just the way I think about it. And I think, you know, there's certain things we still need to figure out with the bike, because that makes a big difference, you know. And I think we'll get stuff figured out, you know. Nothing's easy, nothing comes easy. I don't want to get anything handed to me, and I want to win through hard work.
But at the end of the day, you had the speed, you had the fitness, you were doing things the right way. In this sport, just like we saw with Eli Tomac, we have injuries that come along. So battling through that back injury was huge for you. You just got your first win of the season, moto win of the season. I see good things coming for you, man.
For sure, and we're gonna try hard. And like I said, I want nothing handed to me, and I'm gonna put in the work. So we'll come back next weekend again on the grind, and you know, we'll do our thing.
Awesome. Well, it's great talking to you, Ken.
Awesome, guys.
Good luck next weekend. Good to see him back up at the front, winning motos, and we'll see you guys next weekend at High Point.